Hello students, in this short video we'll try to further understand the logic behind eliminating NCI's stake while calculating goodwill of subsidiary. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So in this particular question, you have already gone through this question once. Okay, P Limited holds 80% shares in S Limited and S holds 75% in SS Limited. So you have P Limited, you have S Limited and you have SS Limited. P holds 80% in S and S holds how much? 75% in SS. Now, in SS, how much is NCI? In SS, NCI is 25%. In S, how much is NCI? In S, NCI is 20%. Till here, none of you will have any doubt. Okay. Now, when I look at P's effective control over SS, P does not control full 75%. Out of the 75%, 20% is held by outsiders. So can I say effectively P holds 75% into 80%, that is 60% in SS, and effectively in SS, 40% is held by outsiders. Out of this 40%, 25% is held by subsidiaries NCI, SS NCI, and the remaining 15% is held by this NCI who hold 20% in S, because S holds 75% in SS, S has 20% of NCI, so NCI would say out of the 75%, 20% is ours. So NCI has 75% into 20%, they have 15%. So this NCI has 15% in SS effectively, this NCI has 20% in S, and this NCI has 25% in SS for broader understanding. So can I say in SS, P has 60%, NCI of S has 15%, and NCI of SS has 25%. This makes it 100%. Now, as far as calculation of goodwill is concerned, all of you know how to calculate goodwill or capital reserve for the first subsidiary. Now, when it comes to calculation of goodwill or capital reserve of SS, how do we do that? Now, normally when we have to calculate goodwill or capital reserve, what do we take? We take purchase consideration or cost, and we take fair value or proportionate share in net asset of NCI. Now, here NCI is how much? 40%. Here NCI is how much? 40%. Okay. Now, in this particular question, they have said take face value as the fair value. So 40%, and if I take the face value is how much? 320. So can I say fair value of NCI is 320 into 40%, which is 320 into 40%, 128. Till here you will not have any doubt. Now the doubt is, sir, when I'm taking this cost, what is the cost? 280. Why am I not taking 280 here? The simple reason is, with this 280, I got 75%. With this 280, I got how much? 75%. Whereas for NCI, I have already considered them at 40%. So if I take 40% here and 75% here, it becomes more than 100%. How much should I take? Effectively, I must take here only 60%. Correct or not? Because NCI, I am already saying it is 40%. The non-controlling interest has 40% in SS. So my cost or my purchase consideration should be with respect to only 60%. So if 280 represents 75, 280 divided by 75 into 60, if I do, I get 224. So here 60% will be 224. That is why we are taking 224. Now in the examination, for quicker calculation, what you can do, you can directly take 280, the cost, how much of that belongs to parent, into 80%. 280 into 80%, you get the same 220. I hope it is clear. Otherwise, what will happen? Here you will take 75%, and here if you take 40%, it will be double counting. First thing. The second thing is, some of you have a doubt also as to why did we remove 20% of 280 from NCI? So if you see the solution, while calculating NCI balance, what we have done, we have removed this 20% of 280, which is 56. Now, why is that done? Now, that is done because of the simple reason that whenever we calculate goodwill or capital reserve, we eliminate full investment. Yes or no? We eliminate full investment. Now, here we have eliminated only 224 of investment. balance 56 of investment has to be eliminated. How will I eliminate that? I have to remove the investment, so I'll credit the investment. What will I debit? There's no goodwill, so I have to debit something. What will I debit? I will debit NCI because I have already given 40% here to NCI. Okay, so that investment represents that NCI balance. That is what I'm offsetting against the NCI. Now, in examination, to think through so much of logic, you will not have sufficient time. So, what you should do in examination simply, while calculating goodwill of subsidiary, you take percentage stake of E in S multiplied by cost. Whatever amount you get here, you reduce it from NCA balance. Otherwise, for NCA, it will be double counting. Here you're taking 40%. Again, you are not eliminating the investment made by S in SS to the extent of NCA balance. That will result in double counting. Okay, so that is how you have to approach it in the examination. I hope this short video helps you get more clarity on the consolidation procedures.